Intention is a thing intended and aim or plan. It's a game plan, right? So I want you to read this little note right here that I read from a book, and this is going to really take it home. So desire is the concentration of attention on a goal. Intention is the concentration of attention on moving towards the goal. The driving force behind any action is intention and not desire, right? So what does this actually mean? So a lot of us in the beginning of our journey, if you're watching this video, you have a lot of desires in life, right? You want to become A type of person. You want to, make B type of money a month. You want to have C type of cars, D type of women, right? But, with desire, nothing gets done, right? For this to actually happen in the physical life, not just your dreams, there has to be some sort of intention, right? Physical intention to where you're actually concentrating all of your attention on moving towards the goal. So actually focusing on the process of reaching that goal, if you understand. Because most of us only focus on the end goal, but not the actual process on how we're going to get there. And so when I switched my mindset in the beginning and I told myself, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make 10K a month the first 3 to 6 months of doing this, right? I was prepared to not make money, but I knew that if I focused on the process of getting better, learning skills, and, overall giving it my all, I would make it work, right? Because a lot of us think about the money in the beginning, but money is just an attribute, right, of this business model. If you do good at the business model, if you're going all in on content, if you're going all in on product selection, right, and you're giving it your all every solitary day, money will just come. Money will just be an attribute of those actions, right? So when I learned this, I was like, okay, well, I still have to show up to work every fucking day, right? I was thinking this way, but I was still working as an Uber driver. So what I would do is I would intentionally schedule my days. Okay, so I would work from 4 p.m. all the way to 10 p.m. I would essentially film, edit all my videos before work, right? And then I would post videos throughout the day. So in between calls or whatever, I would just post in the middle of the fucking highway sometimes, my videos for the day. And after work, I'd continue doing product research and learning more about organic. Because again, I was a complete noob. I had no idea what I was doing. And any free time was dedicated to either learning more about organic or, self-development. So going to the gym, eating healthy, praying, meditating, reading, everything, right? And so after this phase, I was in the trenches. I was literally locking myself in my room and filming as many products as I physically could, running 3 to 4 products every single solitary month and uploading 4 to 6 videos a day with each product, right? And this was a insane moment in my life because I don't think I've ever worked harder, bro. Like, boys, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever worked harder than this. And you got my first ever product here, the Healing Stock. These are all accounts that you can search up right now and take a look at if you want to see my first ever videos. But essentially, my main goal during this time, during this phase of my life, was to test as many products as physically possible and get as good as I possibly could at making content and video concepts, right? I was super intentional with every piece of content that I was putting out and taking this like a full-fledged business, right? I was literally imagining myself being a CEO and just treating this like a full-fledged business. I wasn't treating this like a side hustle, and many of you do, and that's why you get side hustle results, boys, right? And so when I would, I would get ready for work, and I was just literally thinking about all the videos that I had to post throughout the day and just recording my ass off, right? And as you guys can see, I wasn't getting results, but I was literally just learning. And that's the fundamental thing that I want to talk about. It's just learning a skill in the beginning, no matter the result. Because I was ready. I told you guys, I knew that I wasn't going to make any money, but I knew that I was going to learn something from doing all of this, right? Testing all these different video concepts and not seeing the results, right? Eventually, as time went on, posting 4 to 6 videos a day, testing multiple products a month, I eventually got my first ever sale. And believe it or not, this is an actual real screenshot of the Healing Sock, my first ever product, where I got my first ever sale. Okay? I was in this room, actually, in this very chair. And this was a super pivotal moment for me in my journey. This actually opened my mind and showed me that online money is possible and gave me the reassurance that I was in the right direction. Because I knew with intention, being super intentional with all of my content, scheduling absolutely everything in my day-to-day life. If I kept, doing this, I would get more sales. Because again, money is just an attribute of how hard you fucking go, right? And so I was going insanely hard here, and then it translated to $15. Some of you might say it's just $15, but for me, this opened up my mind to literally making it seem like, bro, this is actually possible. Because if I can make $15, I can make $1 million, right? I'm literally making money online by literally filming TikToks. And, that completely changed my mind.